Once again, I come before you as a representative of the Illuminati. You may call me the man. Well, we're still trying to catch up to all the questions and comments that we've had before, people asking us questions, and of course we got to strain it through. It's a very touchy time in the world. We got to strain it through things that we have, irons in the fire, you know, and we can't let too much information out about certain things. But one of the questions we keep getting is, what's the deal with North Korea? Now, if you remember just a few weeks ago, North Korea threatened to, I don't know, send a missile around Guam or something, or maybe bomb Guam, or maybe nuke California, whatever the thing was. There's kind of a pattern with these guys, right? I mean, they do something that progresses their nuclear program. The UN goes, no, stop it. And so they put an embargo on them. They cut off all their stuff. You can't sell coal out of North Korea. You can't ship in goods or whatever. And that makes Kim Jong-un mad, because the one thing that Kim Jong-un cares about is Kim Jong-un. So he doesn't like his stuff being taken out, or his supply of stuff being cut off. So he got mad, and he threatened to bomb Guam or nuke somebody or whatever. You know, Kim Jong-un, that's what he does. So the whole situation was just really kind of a misunderstanding, okay? Now, longtime viewers of this channel know that when Kim Jong-il was in office, we hastened his demise by feeding his addiction to chili cheese fries. He loved the stuff. And we in the Illuminati, we don't worry about short-term goals. We don't try to push people around. We think about the long term. How do things work in the long term, right? Perhaps you want a middle-aged, overweight leader to eat himself into a heart condition, and then his impressionable young son gets in there, idealized by democracy, and turns out to be a really nice guy. Now, it didn't happen in this case. Not at all. No. Kim Jong-un is still, he's just like Dad. Except for one big difference. He hates chili cheese fries. He won't touch them. However, he does have another weakness, and that weakness is Funyuns. Now, there may be some of you outside the United States wondering, what's a Funyun? Well, a Funyun is made by Pepsico. It's a company, the same company that makes Pepsi. It's a corn chip that's shaped like a onion ring and tastes like an onion. It's a fun onion ring. Funyun. Yeah, so he loves them. Loves them. He loves a particular variety of them that is really, really spicy, okay? They sold them here in a while, and it had a hot flavor to them and stuff. He loves that stuff. So, when the embargoes kicked in, right, the United Nations says, no, nothing's going in, nothing's coming out, and China actually went along with it this time. He got really upset. He got really nervous. And then, of course, he threatens to make people glow in the dark. Well, we were briefing President Trump about what we were doing and stuff, and we told him just call him, send him a message, let him know that his Funyun supply will be fine. Well, of course, it didn't quite work out that way. What he got was, you know, if North Korea doesn't stop threatening Guam or whatever, they're going to be met with fire and fury. And the media, of course, exploded to that. Fire and fury. Well, fire and fury is actually what the Funyuns are called in North Korean, because they're so spicy. You can't say Funyun. Fun onion doesn't really work in North Korean, right? It works fine in English. Funyun, it's a nice little pun. No, in North Korean, you got to say something a little more direct. And so fire and fury, that's the spiciness. Yeah. And of course, with the alien on his head, and I don't need to get into all that. There's a backlog of videos for that too. It didn't quite come out right. He just happened to sit in a meeting and it's just like popped it out, fire and fury. And so yeah, everybody freaked out. No need to be freaked out. He was just supposed to let him know, don't worry, your Funyuns are not being cut off. And that was supposed to be the end of it. And once he got that message, he heard fire and fury, he knew exactly what was going on. He called off the attack on Guam, or the waters around Guam, or whatever he was really planning to do. But he just really kind of threatening to get everybody's attention because he wanted his Funyuns. And that's fine. We're happy to supply him with all the Funyuns in the world, because these Funyuns are special. Now, this is between me and you, okay? The North Koreans don't watch this channel, so don't worry about it. I mean, just between me and you. They've got something extra in them. We, long time ago, started this whole pressure to legalize growing marijuana in this country, because we wanted a whole marijuana program that we could use just kind of for this the really big computer kind of predicted the situation that we would be running into about now, and so we started the groundwork. And so we have this very nice farm where they grow the best cannabis in the world. And we take the extract from that cannabis, but we mix it into the Funyuns that we send to Kim Jong-un. And it does two things. One, it kind of mellows him out. There was a batch that had the paranoia part of it, and that was bad for a bit. But most of the time, it just mellows him out. And he just laughs. And two, he eats more Funyuns, which of course is not helping the plaques around his heart, go away. They're growing at a pretty predictable rate. So let's just say that Kim Jong-un may not be a problem for too much longer. He's literally going to eat himself into the grave, because what do you do when you're high except eat? You're just hungry, right? It's just kind of a self-correcting thing. So don't look at me like that. Listen, there are like 2 million people within striking distance. This is very important, okay? And we're not doing this to him. We're just giving him the rope, and he can just eat himself into the grave, just like his dad. I know. Just sometimes you have to do some unpleasant things. But, the Funyuns are actually very, very good. Pepsico doesn't know they make them for us, but there's a division, kind of like a Black Ops division, that takes care of all this stuff for us, and they're really quite good. They send us samples. It's a very popular day when the samples come in, but listen, they sent some samples, like right here. You can see the orange of the spicy mixture on it. I don't guess it would hurt too much to have one. Very oniony. Yeah, that's good stuff. So, ooh, there's the heat. It comes in the back, when you swallow it, just, whoo. Man, the effects of this are, they're pretty strong. Excuse me. It just reminded me of something that Odin told me about doing things, leaders having to make decisions. And you see, about 1,700 years ago, Odin had a son and named him Hercules. Yeah, not the Zeus Hercules that you're probably all aware of, the Jupiter Hercules. Zeus is Heracles, but whatever. Hercules, Odin liked the name, so he just names his kid Hercules. He just names his kid Hercules, right? But here's the gag about it. He's as weak as anybody on the earth. I mean, he's got no strength whatsoever. And so the guy's walking down the street one day, this old lady calls for help. And he said, "You're Hercules, right?" He said, "Yeah, I'm Hercules." "Well, you need help. My cow is on the roof of the house." He needs somebody to pick him. He needs somebody to pick him off the roof. And so, wow, that is strong. Woo. And I want more. Gosh, yeah. I'm sorry. Pardon me. That was not planned. That was unintentional. I don't think that's ever happened before. But okay now. Okay. Anyway. Yeah. So. It is a pretty funny story. I mean, it's not that funny. Let's just say it was an utter disaster. Huh? Little Illuminati pun there for you. So anyway, yeah, that's what's going on in North Korea. Okay. That led me to the next part of it. I'm sorry. So you're probably wondering why he actually did fire the missile if we got his Funyuns to him, right? And so he's... there was a distribution problem. We have to ship that thing through a couple of different places in Turkey, and then probably not best for you to know exactly the route that it takes to get into North Korea. But he shot a missile because he was throwing a fit. But don't worry, it's all good. He missed Japan, which wasn't really the point in the first place. I want my Funyuns, my fire and fury. Anyway, yeah, so he's got him. Don't worry about that. Things should calm down very soon, and he'll be giggling himself silly in no time. So that's about it. That's what happened in the North Korean situation. We'll keep you, of course, updated as things go along. You can leave your other questions or comments in the comment section below, as long as YouTube allows you to do so. And woo, there's kind of a, it keeps coming back. I'm going to have to go find some Pepsi Zero. No, not Coke Zero, Pepsi Zero. Pepsi Zero is a product that Pepsi doesn't know they make either, and it actually eliminates all effects of drugs or poisons. And so, yeah, it's very, we keep it in the fridge, and I better go find some before the next outbreak. So yeah, for those of you who are wondering why we don't make it for everybody, you know, if everybody gets mellow and says, listen, there's 7 billion people on this planet, and somebody's got to do something. You can't just sit around and giggle all day. So this is a very specific case for a very specific megalomaniac world leader with nuclear weapons. It's probably best if he just chills out. So yeah, that's what's going on there. And, you know, you yourself, however, can make the world a better place. If you see your neighbor walking down the street, say hello to him, smile, be friendly. I mean, that's nice. That makes the world a more kind and gentle place in which to live. And also, when you walk outside your house or your apartment, your tent, wherever you happen to dwell, and you look up there in the sky and you see those chemtrails blazing up there, well, we in the Illuminati would just suggest that you relax and breathe deeply.